drawing, sculpturing, decorating, arts and crafts, textile and felt processing, hunting, falconry, smithworks and jewelry. We showcase our national identity in the KazArt program.
Кең далада еркін өмір сүрген өзінің философиясы.
I depicted an image of our ancestors who lived in the freedom steppe with their own philosophy and harmony with nature. This work is titled Adiz Baba.
Образын шығардым. Бұл жұмысым Баба деп аталады.
Bolat Kusayinov is a sculptor. He graduated from the Almaty Art Specialized School, then completed Timirbek Jurgenov Kazakh National Academy of Art. He is the author of different monumental works in Kazakhstan. We can mention the sculpture's most famous monumental works as Kabanbay Batir in Taldykorgan and Malasari Batir in Pavlodar.
Менің негізгі өзімнің шығармашылықтарымның ойым ата-бабаның рухын сезіп, соны қазіргі өмірге әкелу.
My main creation is to feel the spirit of the ancestors and show the emotions through my works. I can depict through my works what clothes they wear and how they lived. Of course, there are a lot of things to research, but I trust my inner feelings. Here I would like to show that our ancestors were not only kobuz players or musicians, but also had a brave character. Constantly, I prefer to depict the image of the nomadic people who lived in the great steppe. It's one of the main purposes of my artwork.
Еркін өмір сүрген көшпенді халықтың образын берген. Негізгі менің мақсатым сол.
Bolat Kusayinov is a sculptor who made a contribution to the development of Kazakh sculpture. He shows the history, customs, and traditions of our nation in his works. The most important thing in the sculpture art is an image. First of all, Bolat researches them from the history and complements them with special compositions.
Оның негізгі жұмыстарына қарасақ, жалпы монументалды өнерде де еңбектерін сіңірген. Одан кейін камералық.
His main works are in the monumental sphere. The sculpture's chamber works included the theme from the Scythians period till ancient nomadic Turks.
Көшпенді халықтың иісін шығарғысы келетін қазақ деген суретшілердің бірі. Жұмыстарының жалпы өнертанушылық жағынан қарайтын болсақ, жұмыстарından.
From the creative point of view, we feel the dynamics of the works and the great variety of forms, where the heroes are attracted by the size of the body. In addition, the sculpture gives impressionist behavior to the shapes.
Әрбір жасаған пішініне, сомдаған пішініне импрессионистік пішін береді.
Мүсінші болам деп ойлаған жоқпын. Суретші болам деген арман болды. Әр адам баласына бір Алла тағала бойына береді.
I do not think I would be a sculptor, but I dreamed of being an artist. God gives a good opportunity for all humans, and every person should hold what was given to him. Probably I received such a talent, and I'm a sculptor today. I think I have chosen the most difficult way in the arts. I often ask questions to myself: who am I? And why did I come to this world? And what is my purpose? As I have chosen this profession as a sculptor, these questions have arisen in my head. What can I give to my nation? One of my main purposes is to bring myths and folklore tradition to our world, which was left from our ancestors. I want to show my compositions to the young art generations who are in the field of art. I have a dream to produce at least one or two creative works of our nomadic culture. When they ask what the culture of the nomads was, I have a dream to depict at least one or two creative works of our nomadic culture. I would like to show them one or two compositions.
Не дегенде, соған татитын бір-екі шығармашылық жұмыс шығарсам деген ойымда. арманым сол.
Kusayinov strives to create the image of historical figures in a deep psychological way in their personality as well. Probably that's why his sculptures show the tradition of the past to our days.
Сақ жауынгерінің образы кентавр бейнесінде сомдап атқан жұмыс бұл қазіргі ізденіс үстіндегі.
This is the Scythian warrior in a centaur image. As a sculptor is always on his researching way, and this work is one of his current compositions. The sculptor studied a lot about Scythians based on many historical facts, and then he made the image of a warrior. There can be a question, why did the sculptor decide to sculpt an image of the centaur?
Кезінде Геродоттың өзі жазып кеткен бір ой бар, нұсқа. Бұл негізі нақты дәлелденген нұсқа емес. Бұл жаңағы сақ жауынгерлері.
Herodotus wrote, when the Scythians warriors attacked ancient Antica, the local people imagined the warriors who were riding their horses as centaurs. But there is no clear evidence of these words. Therefore, we are proud of this amazing animal which was recognized as centaurs all over the world owing to our ancestors.
Ата-бабамыздың арқасында танылғанын дәйек тұтқанымыз өте орынды. Көркемдік стилистикасына қарайтын болсақ, бұл жерде арнайы элементтер де бар. Оның бірі сақ семсері. Естеріңізге сала кетсек.
If we have a look at artistic stylistics, there are own special elements here. One of them is the Scythian's weapon, as they hold a short dagger and a simple Scythian sword. We are able to see the sword from the Golden Man in our central museum. If we have a look at the shape of the man, it was made very successfully. Bolat Kusayinov combines the dynamics and the inner state and his thoughts all together.
Bolat Kusayinov жалпы динамиканы, ішкі тербелісті, сонан кейін айтайын деген ойын бір-бірімен жинақтастырып, бірге қосып береді. Одан кейін айта кететін ерекшелік мүсіншінің көптеген жұмыстарында қобыз жиі кездеседі. Неліктен? Өйткені қазақ қобызы халықтың мұңын, даланың бір сарында әуенін, үнін тыңдатып тұратындай елестейді көзімізге.
Another singularity of the sculpture is we are able to see a kobuz instrument in his works. Therefore, the sound of kobuz instrument has the impression as people are listening to the sadness melody of the steppe. It is used as an attribute. The inner state of the sculpture's works here show a great melody that reflects the melody of the steppe and everyday life of the nomadic people. Bolat is a very sensitive sculpture. If the sculptor is not able to see the work that he is going to sculpt and feel it, it is clear that the future composition will not be done in a high level. Therefore, to see and feel are the most important qualities which should belong to the sculpture. Each sculpture's main purpose is to convey clearly their own thoughts and find the plasticity of shape. Constantly to make your composition at a great level is not enough, as you should show the technique and method of your work. Historical composition requires a lot of researching works. When people will see my works, they should believe as I sculpt the image of the warriors. That's why you're looking for the image of the warrior, and you just need to distinguish their compositional aspect. Also, every work should look different from each other. When you sculpt a horse and a warrior, the movement of both of them should be equal, and their size and scales as well. One of the main things is to achieve the result of your composition, as art viewers will appreciate it in their own way. Art should not stop. It should be continued and researched. Only after that can talented work be created. If you'll stop, you will not get the result of your work. I appreciate a lot Bolat's creative works. Sometimes I come to his workshop and see his compositions. Especially when you look at his working process, you will be inspired by them. First of all, the idea comes to the sculpture, and the person who is watching the working process will receive an impression. And what we will see, we're the audience, and we will always see the work which was finished. How was it made and how did it come to life? What kind of difficulties were during the work, or how the idea came to create the composition, as we don't know. That's why I always prefer to be involved in the process. A lot of artists work in their own direction and they keep a lot of things in their own way. Through their compositions, they express their thoughts. Bolat has his own peculiarity in sculpture art. During the work, he makes his works and comments on them. Sculpture's work attract the art viewers and lead them to think deeply, because the works which were made by the sculpture are closely related with real life. Every work of the sculpture is composed of his own personality and his feelings for his country and people. Sculpture is one of the art genres. The sculptural works are measured in terms of height, width, and volume. While observing a painting is only possible from one plane, experiencing a carving is possible from different angles. One small detriment is, however, there is the limitation of colors that could be used. Any artist's main goal is to communicate whatever idea in the best form possible. To do the best job possible, having the necessary mental and physical tools is not enough. Creating a scalable work that depicts a period from history requires a lot of preparation and research. Every time art has different changes and new young talented people come to this field. In the 90s, a lot of young people came to the sculpture art, and one of them was Bolat Kusayinov. He is the author of many monumental works that have topics and themes aimed at calling to be brave and be a winner. He made realistic works following the proportion and rhythm laws while paying a big attention to the national coloration. Generally, Kusayinov's works can be considered as one of the most valuable ethnographic works. The nomadic culture and the Kazakh traditions have taken a singular place in the creative works of the talented sculptor, and they are perfectly reflected in his works.
Кішкентай кезімде ол кезде үлкен пластинка болатын, алпамыстық жайлы жыр болатын. 45 минуттан екі пластинка.
There were 2 CD poems of Alpamыс warrior in my childhood. Each of them were 45 minutes. I knew all of them. Probably my works are the result of poems which were left by our ancestors, and I knew all of them. The deep feelings that I have and emotions I receive from these poems. Through my works, I show my inner state to other people, because we do not have a concrete material of the ancient times.
Сезім арқылы шығарам көбінесе. Өйткені міне мынандай болған деген материал бізде жоқ.
To show a particular image during the work is a specific sign of the sculptor who could choose a material and is able to express his feelings. Bolat Kusayinov uses such materials as wood, bronze, and stone. We can notice that the sculptures, which are made of wood, differ with softness, and the bronze images are more detailed. Through these images, he developed his own signature in the arts.
Негізінде үстінде ең жақсы материалы қола.
Bronze is a popular metal in sculptures. This material has its own specific qualities. The warmth, its specific texture, and each detail and combination of clothes make the whole figure. If we talk about stone, you will not be able to create a lot of things, but stone has its own singularity in the art as well. The third material is a tree. When you work with a tree, it gives you directions. For example, baked clay, also known as terracotta, and the alloy of different metals makes brass, which in turn makes a good flexible material to model a cast. Unlike drawing, casting, modeling, and carving requires a lot of energy, and it is considered a tough genre. The materials clay and gypsum are also used. The main one is bronze. This is what is used to make his works. I work with all of these materials. The large horse monuments are made from bronze, while the monuments of 5-meter-high warriors are made of stone material. Basically, large monumental works are made from these two materials, and the things which were made by wood are usually for the house.
Өзіміздің нақты қазақ жерінде оқыған мүсіншілер
I think we're lacking of knowledge. I mean, sculptors who graduated the art academy in the Kazakh land. It should be told and confirmed if you ask the question, why? As we have not received a good education in our sphere. And other sculptors who studied in Moscow and Leningrad have strong knowledge in the art of sculpture. But they need a Kazakh style in their compositions. You should not think as every work is depicted with an element of Kazakh style. Other notions should tell us as the work belongs to the Kazakhs or compositions of nomadic people. It shows the Kazakh style. Our colleagues who graduated the Academy of Art in Europe have not the elements of Kazakh style in their compositions. Probably they think another way, or they are not able to feel the Kazakh traditions and customs which can be noticed in their work. The sculptor's ability to sense the space is magnificent. He used stone and granite apart from bronze in making his works. It means that the sculptor mastered highly the technology of using the raw materials.
Жастардың бір-біріне деген махаббаттылығына арналған жұмыстарым бар. Олардың бір-біріне деген сүйіспеншілігін.
I also have works which I dedicated to the love between young people. Their love and feelings I depicted in my two compositions. Besides love of young people, I was looking for qualities that are unique to other nationalities. The sight of Kazakh people, when two people looked at each other, they can easily understand from each other's sight. One of them is titled as Eternal, and the second one is titled To Love.
Мәңгілік деп аталады. Екіншісі жаңағындай ғашықтар.
The sculptor fully mastered this difficult art and achieved a very high professional level. The works which were done by him require from the sculpture the contents of the world, the composite solution of the material, and a lot of researching works as well. Subsequently, the sculptor's chosen materials and his signature show his masterpiece in the art.
Мен осы қайында туынды болған туындыға кірсем, мен ана детальдерге көңіл аудармаймын.
Before I make a work, I always pay my attention to the small details. I do not need all details. First of all, I should find a general image. When I find the main idea of my work, then I start to work with the details. They help me in my work. If I start from details, the work that I think will not achieve the results.
Ол деталь оған көмектеседі. Егер деталь істеп кетсең, жаңағы ойлап отырған жұмысың шықпайды. Менің негізгі нем общий қараймын. Ең бірінші образ іздеймін. Материал бәрін үйіп төгіп қойса да, қолынан ештеңе келмесе де, сезім жоқ болса да.
That's why first of all I should find an image. But if you do not have the feelings and emotions, you will not be able to do anything, as the sculptor should feel the work that he is going to do. Also, these fingers found the work and create masterpieces.
Сол арқылы, әсіресе мына саусақ. Саусақ өзі кей кезде жұмыс істегенде өзі кетіп қалады. Өзі барады.
Қазақ батырын айта кету керек, атсыз елестете алмайды.
We're not able to imagine Kazakh warriors or heroes without a horse. We are horse breeding since the Neolithic era. Bolat created his last work in Semey. He showed Kabambai's image without a horse. I think this dramatic image of Kabambai as a national heroic person was sculpted very successfully.
Мемлекеттік тұлға ретінде көрсеткен драмалық көрінісі ерекше шешім шықты, өте бір сәтті шыққан шығарма деп ойлаймын. Болаттың шағын камералық жұмыстарында айтып өтетін ерекше бір нәрсе.
If we have a look at the small chamber works of Bolat, we can see the mythical poetics people of the Kazakh civilization of ancient times. These works are accompanied by unexpected solutions and mysterious forces connected with this life and where we feel a secret world. This is the main direction that was shown in Bolat's creativity. It should be noted that this is a great phenomenon in current Kazakh art.
Тамаша құбылыс ретінде атап өтуіміз керек.
The sculptor tries to uncover the inner world from the psychological perspective and sought beautiful artistic representation when he works on the monuments of historical figures. The master's compositions are rich with the historical theme with high aesthetic taste. That's why we are waiting for new works from the sculptor, which will bring the joy to his art viewers.